didn't get my mech for my trick-or-treating. Are you going to drop with me, or are you in Star Citizen or something else?
I'm in MW5.
Oh.
SRM6.
I could try to get into MechWarrior 5. I don't have the joystick working yet.
No, I'm in MechWarrior.
You said MechWarrior 5.
I misspoke. I'm still fighting.
Oh my gosh. You could never be president. Not with misspokens like that.
Yeah.
You'd probably mispronounce things too.
I mighta coulda.
Mighta coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah. Okay, drop that. Drop that. Drop that. Drop that.
What's that Marauder you snipe around with? Which one is that?
That's the same one I always use.
I know. What's it called? I want to try it again.
The 4 something.
It's a assault? Is it a Marauder 2C?
It's an assault.
I'm not very good in it. You're really good in yours.
Used to be.
Still probably are. Does it have... What does it have in it? 2 Gauss?
2 ER PPC, 2 Gauss.
1 ER PPC, 2 Gauss. I have a lot of these. Wow, this one should be good. It's got 3 ER large lasers and 6 ER medium lasers. Where have you been all my life?
Where? Oh, there it is. 4L.
I have 2 4Ls. There it is. I need to paint it. Oh, it is painted. I need to change it so it updates.
So Biden tonight said that the Ukrainians can use our long-range missiles.
I don't know why they're pussyfoot around on this.
They should have done it months ago.
I know. They should have done whatever weapons, a free country, a democracy, even if it's, let's say it's corrupt, like a lot of people are saying the leader's corrupt. It's still a free republic, democratic country. It's an ally. And
and we signed a treaty with them. If they gave up their nukes, we would defend them.
And so we should be all in as much as possible without sending troops there if possible. And we can send advisory troops and stuff, but I don't think we should put boots on ground necessarily.
I don't think we've even done that.
Yeah, I think there are a few over there maybe. I don't know that for sure. I was just think I have heard something about that maybe. I might be making that up. I don't know. Okay, now it's painted. It'll be a little easier to find next time. Okay, teach me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Yeah.
Isn't this what got you into Tier 4?
No, it was Sunspider.
Ah.
Well, actually, that thing got me into Tier 4 a couple times. And
are you in Tier 3 now or 2? What tier are you in?
No, I'm back in 5. I dropped.
Yes! Way to go. You're
seriously, every time I drop with you, I end up back in Tier 5 again.
It happens to me with McFish. I go down and down and down. You are a wellspring of eternal hope. That I too can get to Tier 5 at some point.
Playing around in a flea monster a day.
In what?
A flea, 19.
Oh.
monster.
I've done pretty well in that warthog.
Matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got my range hood up, and I'd cleaned everything out and gotten 20 years of grease buildup out of it. So it's running smoothly again, except now there's a scritching metal against metal noise when you turn the fan on.
Oh,
and I don't know where
all the grease.
I don't know where. Yeah, exactly. I don't know where it's coming from. It shouldn't be touching anything to do that. So there might be maybe some little piece of metal got in there as we were putting it up, installing it or something. And I have a little endoscope that connects through Bluetooth to my phone, through Wi-Fi to my phone. And it was like a $50, $60 one, a $120 one on sale for $50, $60. And I got it and it works great. And then it stops working. So by the time you get it into a spot to do something and start poking around, then it stops, it loses connection. Then you can't get it to reconnect without turning the phone off and the device off and disconnecting from everything and then starting back from scratch. Then you might get it for another 30 seconds. It's just more pain than it's worth. So I ordered one that just is direct connected to a handheld monitor with a 7-inch monitor on it. So that should be here in a few days. Because I don't want to take the thing down because it means I have to move the range out of the way, and it's 500 pounds.
Oh.
And in fact, it might be 600 pounds. We could barely move it.
Heathen.
I can't believe you'd call me a heathen. Howdy.
Hey, did you get your system fixed there, Marauder?
No, I'm waiting for a new motherboard from Asus. They're finally going to send me one. And I've got a refund from Intel coming. And then I'll buy a new CPU.
I don't believe it. I mean, you told me this about a month ago.
So. I know, it's been months, right? This take forever. Support from these big companies is not what it used to be. It's horrible. Is what it is now.
Yeah, I miss EVGA.
Yeah. Or Matrix, right?
No, I don't know that one, but
Matrix made
I had a Matrix Millennium at one point.
Yeah, Matrix made a nice board for doing video capture and stuff too. Yeah, I mean, Asus used to be great for support. I'd call them up. If I hadn't already diagnosed the problem and they just confirmed it, they would help me diagnose it. Usually I already knew what it was. They would say, okay. They'd read me an RMA over the phone. They would send me an a mail label or an address to send it with the RMA on the outside, and I'd send it in. I was done. And if I wanted an advanced replacement, I could just give them a credit card over the phone and they'd send it. And it was done. I didn't have to do anything else other than return the product, right? This has taken five months to get this motherboard turned around. The GPU, I thought, or we both thought, me and the support people thought it was maybe our first guess on what was wrong because it matched a bunch of symptoms that other people had with bad GPUs. And I gave them a card, and they held the card for $2,100 and sent a card. But it was used, it was dirty, like filthy dirty. It was physically damaged, and it didn't help. So I sent it back, and then they were kind of confused because I didn't send back my pristine, perfect-looking card. And I said, I'm not going to keep that piece of doo-doo that you sent me.
Yeah.
I said, I can't imagine you would send out a refurbished or recertified product that has your own branding scratched off of it to somebody and have the gall to say that if I didn't return it, that I'd be paying more than I paid for my brand new one that's in perfect condition. Right? If it's a recertified, it should be a 30% discount if they're ripping you for it. Obviously, they don't bill your card if you send the other card back, but it's just like, no, this is not acceptable. It's a piece of junk. They hadn't even blown off the fins, and there's a bunch of white powdery caked stuff that was on there from what looked like, I don't know, some kind of liquid spill or something. I don't know. It was terrible. The G-force had a big scratch across, like the width of my little thumbnail, which is a pretty big thumbnail, across the G-force, taking out a couple of the characters. You can barely read it. It's like, this is
being over here.
This is like a damaged piece of junk.
Yeah, it's been getting really bad lately. It's back to the buyer beware.
Yeah, and these were great companies. I just don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, even vehicles.
Hey, I don't have jump jets.
I do jump by hop.
Why do you have jump jets?
You didn't pick my build.
Well, I didn't. I thought I did. I might need to get an update on the build. I can't get up there.
I can't get up here either.
Yeah, but you at least can try. I can't even try. What's the other difference besides the jump jets?
They're behind me.
You're not streaming, are you?
I should be. Is it on?
Oh.
Yes, I am in fact streaming.
Oh,
Okay. My buttons aren't working.
Had a little ECM light go over the
Good to
saddle
know.
just
I'll make
now.
sure
Target
that
spotted.
that's what I say.
Fun.
Yeah.
What do you normally say, Ethan?
They got something with dark.
Crap.
Hey, Drax.
Hi.
Go to the right of the sun.
I have to get into settings. The buttons aren't working.
What are we playing, Doc?
MechWarrior Online.
You know, your favorite game.
I haven't got my joystick working yet.
God damn.
I tried
Yeah, we should run away.
I was like, nope.
Everyone in my squad, let's
There
fucking
was too
run.
much noise.
Everybody in my squad, let's push forward.
Precision or
Let's
accuracy.
go through the tunnel.
Thank you for saying that.
I don't know. It was,
Sorry, I can't hear you very well.
Oh, you heard him.
I know I can't because there's
heard him.
explosions. I have no idea what he said.
Well, he was describing how you play.
And I'm just getting shot and I need to move.
Right torso critical damage. Warning, incoming missile.
Ow. Ow.
I don't like what's
Warning,
happening.
incoming missile.
I'm dead. Okay, that didn't work very well. I'm terrible in this mech. I probably need to get your build though. Okay, let me turn. Everything's so loud. Let me turn Heathen up. Okay, what were you saying? I'm in Corsair's build of a Marauder 2C sniper. And I'm trying to do up close and personal battle with it, and I'm against lights, and that's not working very well.
The 2CD.
The 4L.
I'm quitting that match.
Oh,
I have to fix my.
the inner sphere. Okay. I thought you said Marauder 2C.
I said Marauder 2C, but maybe that's incorrect.
Are they in the,
Yeah,
in the
if
tunnel
you're
or
running the 4L, that's the Marauder 2.
Marauder
2C.
2. Okay, yeah.
The 100-tonner.
So we take down that UAC?
Hey, there's a
You dead yet, Doc?
locust in,
Oh, yeah.
going up the
Excellent. I'm in game, waiting for an invite.
Okay.
I am
Our
too.
team's not dead yet, though.
I left that match because I had to mess with settings. So
I feel like my game settings for volume and stuff are all
New
screwed up.
target acquired.
My settings just reset itself. So for some reason I was in full screen mode instead of window mode.
Target destroyed. New target acquired.
You guys ready for the big launch tomorrow?
What are they
I
launching?
wanna watch it. Starship 6.
New
Yeah,
target
Starship
acquired.
6.
What's
gonna
that?
be
Oh, Drax. I'm worried
oh
about
my
you.
god, you're joking, right?
He lives in Australia.
No,
all they have is
I don't
bottle
really-
rockets down there.
I don't really
Yeah,
play
but
video
it's-
games.
Yeah, but it's landed
It's not a video
by
game.
Australia.
It's a
Oh,
real
it's
spaceship
It's a rocket,
launch.
is it? It's
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of them. One
Yeah.
of them big. So what's the big deal about this one?
It's
already
pointy
caught
on
one.
the
Is he gonna
top
catch
end
another
and
one?
flamey, fiery on the bottom end.
on my team.
Is he catching it again?
Pointy end
He's
up,
going to catch it
pointy
again,
end up.
probably, yeah.
Oh, well,
I-
so how many times do we have to be like? Do we have to applaud that every time? I
They
feel
plan
like
on
this is like
doing
someone coming
100
out
of
with,
these
like,
before they put humans on them.
And do I have to applaud every single time and get like,
Every
oh
time
wow, this is amazing? I mean, at
well,
some
it's
point
never
gonna
been done
become very
before. They're
ordinary.
doing stuff that's never been done before, and
But he just did it last one. He called it last one.
first time ever, and they've been told over and over again that everything they're doing
and it
is
was
impossible.
amazing. It was amazing. But what's this one going to do that's so different?
No one knows.
Oh, okay. Oh, fair enough. All right.
Well,
If there's anything new.
They're going to
still
take
doing
off some of the heat
modifications
tiles
to the. Yeah, they're still doing
to
modifications
test
to the heat shield.
the secondary heat shield to see if it withstands heat tiles being gone. They're gonna. I think they're using the new forward fin design this time for aerodynamic, changes in that. I think they're also going to. Aren't they gonna put it? They're gonna put the Starship top part, the spaceship part, in actual orbit, or they're just going to do a. They're not going to put it in orbit. They're going to do a deorbit burn test. Yeah.
Well, no, not a deorbit burn. They're going to.
Well, they're going to do a test of the engine, firing it up there as a deorbit burn. Yeah. I know it doesn't need the deorbit burn.
Were you guys ever in conversations in your youth talking about cars? Like, did you ever get in that group that like?
No, I was always into rockets and science
and
stuff.
loved talking about cars because this.
I didn't care
reminds me
about
of that.
cars.
This is like the adult version of that. This is like you've moved on from cars and gone.
No,
to
I never cared about cars. I
it's-
had a
yeah, I
Volkswagen
was
Beetle
never
that I
much
had
of
to
a
do all the
gearhead.
maintenance on, and that cured me of caring about cars.
Hey, then what
Well-
about you? Is that?
No, I
never-
was never much of a gearhead.
Yeah, neither was I. But this reminds me of that conversation. I feel so out of the loop. Look, I'm sure it's amazing, but I just don't feel like I need to celebrate every time he launches a rocket. Like if he does something dramatically new, I'll be like, yeah, that's amazing. But after a while, it's just going to be like, yeah, he launched another rocket.
So far,
It is
everything-
dramatically new.
Yeah, everything they're doing is dramatically new.
But he just did it. He did it, and they caught it. Like,
Okay,
they did
every
it.
time, like between the last launch and the previous launch, there were like 2,000 changes they did to the vehicle.
Oh, I
But
need
I
an
can't see
invite,
those
Marauder.
changes. I can only
There's-
see him launch
there's
a
a-
rocket and catch a rocket.
No, there's more to it than that.
I'm sure there is. But I just
All right.
you guys are. Sorry, I interrupted.
It's all right.
No, it's not.
It's not all
I just
right.
don't feel like I need to get excited every time a rocket launches.
You should get sympathetically excited because we're excited.
Oh, okay. I'm stoked for you guys. Getting
That's
stoked.
good. Yeah, lying's fine
80
in
tons?
this
Okay,
case.
I can't run a 10-ton mech.
Stands on fire. I talked about rocket cars. Yes, I did too. I
Accepted
talked about
can.
rocket cars. Yes. On the salt flats, right?
All right. Yeah, this isn't going to work for me.
Did they ever get the other Starship back? The other Starship did come back, and it landed gently before exploding in the ocean as planned. They don't have two towers, and so in order to catch the top section, the spaceship section, they have to catch the booster. They have to let the spaceship orbit, I think a certain number of times, like 4 times or something, before they can bring it down and get it to the same space, same spot. So they'd have to wait about 4 hours, 5-6 hours or something like that. Maybe it's only 3 times, so it's 4 hours. Something like that. It has to orbit multiple times, which gives them time to get the booster off the stand, get the planetary rotation and where the orbit would line up where they could do a re-entry and get back to the same spot. So other than that, they have to wait until they can have both towers working. So they have chopsticks on both, and they can get them both within minutes. The one that blew up in space, you mean the one that burnt on the way down? They got wreckage of that. I don't know if they got wreckage of that up.
Of flight 4?
Flight 4, where the heat shield failed a lot on the fins.
Well, yeah, that was flight 4. I mean,
Yeah.
it still made it down. There's a lot of burn.
Yeah,
through.
it came down, but I don't know if they pulled it up out of the ocean or not.
Yeah, I kind of figured they'd have issues.
They've never put one of these in
with the heat
actual
shield
orbit.
along
Stands
the
on fire.
flaps.
These are all suborbital test launches, so they use the booster to get it up near orbital velocity. It goes the rest of the way almost, and does like a single orbit or half orbit, so it doesn't really orbit, not a stable orbit. And then it comes down, and they get data on the landing and the reentry and all that kind of stuff. And then they get to land. They've been landing in the ocean, which is just a lot safer, except for the fish. And they caught the booster last time, which was phenomenally cool. And then, I mean, the thing is like
Which
a giant.
They were like 1 second away from actually aborting that.
Yeah, they had like 1 second worth of fuel. Yeah. Oh, they could have aborted and moved off the tower, probably, right? So they probably had more than 1 second of burn time.
Well, it had something to do with a spin-up time of reigniting.
To get the other engines. Couldn't they just fly sideways over into the water, though? I don't know what they're...
What are we doing, guys?
Sitting around.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'll
I
try
feel
and
like
sync her up here.
Wait, why can't I give you...
Hey, what's the matter? You can't come in, or you don't have the weight? I can go down.
Oh, we still...
Oh, all the weight was gone.
Well,
Yeah,
I can go down too. I don't have to.
I can go to a.
I'm in a mech that I'm terrible at. I could get on a different
All
mech.
right, what weight do you need? 60. God damn.
I can come down.
Yeah,
Language,
I mean, I'm in a
please.
90-ton mech, and we're 80 tons over. So
Yeah,
Oh,
you
come
can't
on.
have three assaults.
Details.
Yeah.
that's why I left.
I don't think you've
We
ever
can
been
try
able to
and-
have
we can
3
try and-
assaults.
We can try and sync drop.
No, I'm coming down. We're coming down. Calm your jets.
Calm your jets. Come back in. Yeah, come back in, man. Re-invite him. All right, so we're still.
I need to get into a medium. I'll get into a light too. Hang on.
That's a good idea. Here, Dark, I'll help you with that. Give me a sec.
I'm terrible.
Give me a sec, Dark, before you get into the light. Just
Too
hold.
late.
Hold
I'm
your
heading-
farm. Hold your farm. This will
I'm
help
heading
you.
to the light.
This will make it less dirty for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
There you go.
What'd you do?
Mech of death. Look at your string.
What's my mech of death? A light?
A light.
Wow.
But a really light light.
All right. It can't be too light because I need to get in that warthog.
I doubled the light.
Now I can't even find the dumb warthog.
Adder.
Adder. That's why I can't find it because it's an adder warthog.
To the non-rocket lover, people talk about space stuff because they understand it. Yeah, of course, stands a fire. Of course, I don't.
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't really care about it.
Heathen, you still
I
want
think
10
it is.
more tons?
Genuinely, I do think it's amazing, stands a fire, but I'm not incessant like these guys are. These guys are like little schoolboys getting really excited
come
because
down.
they see a
I'll
Porsche
come
or
down.
something. And I've never been
I'm
that
doing
kind
it
of guy.
already.
Never been that kind of guy.
I'm gonna go.
I'm just the kind of guy to buy the Porsche, not just look at it and point at it.
Right away.
Oh.
Well, I mean, understand where SpaceX came from, right? So Elon tried to buy a rocket. They basically told him to go F himself, laughed in his face. He's like, "Fine, screw you, I'll do it myself."
He tried to buy
Which is
some Russian
amazing.
engines.
And now
It
he's
is-
just single-handedly humiliated NASA and ESA.
The rest of the whole world.
And what about the car industry? I mean, he single-handedly built that stupid truck that looks god awful. But his company really revolutionized alternate fuel
But
cars,
do you-
right? And that was
Yeah,
amazing.
but do you want to know why? Because
he did
he essentially got rid of all the freaking politics.
I just think he might have a very small.
All
penis
the
and that's
games,
not
it's basically just straightforward. Let's get it done the best way possible, right? Where
Yeah.
any other company, it's nothing but politics. Who you know,
How many
in
layers
games.
of bureaucracy
In
can we put
games.
in the place
Exactly,
between the decision
exactly.
maker and the person who builds it? Yeah, forward, go, love you.
You know, that's why like Japan, they're kicking our ass in car manufacturing. And why? Why you
So they've got
ask?
tariffs.
No. That had nothing to do with it. Because after World War
They built
II,
their car industry. The fact that they had tariffs allowed them to build their car industry. It didn't have nothing to do with it. It had everything to do with it.
you're missing my entire point here.
Sorry,
okay?
I didn't let you make the point.
The point is, after World War II, America became complacent. The rest of the world became complacent in manufacturing, except for Japan. Now, when Japan started manufacturing, basically everything that they made was crap. Okay? So you had a guy named Edward Deming who was a mathematician that basically invented statistics. Okay? So it was basically a way of monitoring your manufacturing process. Okay? He went over, nobody in America wanted to listen to him. He went over to Japan Japan's like, huh. So they basically listened to Edward Deming, and in the 70s and 80s, you basically had American automakers making absolute crap when it came to vehicles. Not to mention the fact that people wanted a more fuel-efficient vehicle, and America basically didn't want to listen. They wanted to make the big, gas guzzling V8s. So by the time you got to the 90s, American auto manufacturers were basically playing catch-up to Japan.
There you go.
Stands on fire. I can name something that Musk has made on that wasn't subsidized. SpaceX. Yes, he did get a couple of government contracts, but it's a privately funded company, and their initial launches were all themselves privately subsidized, I believe. The Falcon 9 was, I don't know if they got some small subsidy for that. They might have, but it's largely self-funded. And the Starship is, I think, completely self-funded, except for if they keep, I think they got the lunar landing contract. But that's not subsidy. That's business they're getting in competition with other companies.
Yeah, and then you got Bezos.
And they're saving us hundreds of millions of dollars in launch costs, and still making a big profit. They're saving America and NASA hundreds of millions of dollars, sometimes hundreds of millions per launch. So it's hard to say that they, made it off of the government teat, so to speak. Yes, they got some capital funding from the government to do some initial stuff.
Oh my gosh, now my other fire button's not working. Ridiculous.
My fire button's working, just I can't aim is my problem. Oh, I'm in the wrong mech. Just realized I was about trying to shoot this guy from far away, and I'm like, oh, he's way out of my range. Guess I need to stay out of play here until things get hot and heavy.
Well, I was in hot and heavy land for quite some time.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
I need to wait until I can shoot him in the back. Shoot him in the back. Shoot him in the back.
Damaged.
I want to shoot him in the back.
Left flank, continue push.
Target spotted.
I feel like I did all that work for nothing.
Oh my gosh.
Target spotted.
Alpha.
Target spotted.
UAV up as well.
I don't know if they're getting any government subsidy for their robots.
Target spotted.
I think it's all self-funded.
Right over in D6.
Light.
Target spotted. Party on their position.
Target spotted. Target spotted. Target spotted. Target spotted.
There's two here.
Echo.
Need assistance. Target spotted. Target spotted. Need assistance.
Right
Target
leg
spotted. Target
critical
spotted.
damage.
Target spotted.
Heat level critical.
Contact.
Target destroyed.
Juliet.
Target spotted.
Heat level critical.
Up top, Charlie 5.
Heat level
Target spotted.
critical. Warning, incoming missile.
Target spotted.
I'm dead.
Target spotted.
Target acquired.
That was my first match.
Airstrike
Target
online.
spotted.
Need help with Juliet, D4.
Target spotted.
Mech in distress. Need help
Target
with Alpha.
spotted. Target spotted.
Heat level critical. Left leg critical damage.
And I'm narked.
Heat
Quickly.
sink destroyed.
Target spotted.
Warning, incoming
Yeah.
missile.
Jenner's still in Echo 6.
Target spotted. Target spotted. Target spotted. Target Target spotted.
Heat level critical.
Nice.
Heat level critical.
Target spotted.
Heat level critical.
Oh, sorry about the friendly.
Target spotted.
So sorry.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
He just came in and splat ya. I think that was the splat Jedi I was fighting earlier.
Yeah.
I'm still alive, shockingly.
Well done. It's 7-7. There's going to be a Jedi on your back.
Oh,
soon, guys.
oh. As in now?
He's
Where is
open.
he? Oh no, oh no.
Target spotted.
I don't know where he is. He's behind me, I guess.
Yeah,
I turned around, couldn't find him. He was hiding well.
that's right.
I did 680 damage though on a light. That's
You
shocking
did
for me.
well. You did well. You kicked my ass. But I went in too early, too soon.
Stay in the circle.
This Marauder's really going out on his own, isn't he?
Operational profit on SpaceX is great. What are you talking about?
What the hell are they?
They do more launches, these are paid commercial launches, than all other rocket companies or countries in the world combined.
Target
Can you lock
spotted.
that Jenna, please? They've got.
Come on.
Government paid for a small portion of development, not all of development. They paid for the development, partial development of the Dragon capsule. But they paid twice as much or more
Target spotted.
to ULA or Boeing,
Mushroom, isn't he?
both, for the
Target spotted.
United Launch Alliance launch system and their Starliner, Boeing Starliner
New
capsule.
target
And
acquired.
Starliner's basically ready to be canceled, I think. I don't know if they're going to really even finish it.
They're trying. No, they're trying to
Target
sell it.
spotted.
Are they trying to save it?
No, they're trying to sell it.
Oh, they're trying to sell it. Yeah, it's a disaster. And I think SpaceX got. I'm going to make these numbers up because I don't remember the numbers anymore. Corsair might remember them. SpaceX got like 2 or 3 billion for the Dragon capsule development, and Boeing got like 8 or 10 billion to develop the Starliner. And they finally, I think there were 3 or 4 years behind schedule, or 5 years behind schedule, before they finally got a manned crew up to the space station, and then it was deemed unsafe to bring them back, and the Dragon capsule had to come pick them up. And cost per launch is huge.
Why is that niger so fresh?
Target spotted.
Left torso destroyed. Autocannon ammo
Because I didn't
destroyed.
find him.
Heatsink destroyed.
Starlink is profitable as far as I know, or will be if they're not already. I think they're. I mean, I don't know actually how they could be profitable yet because they've still got thousands of satellites put up.
Yeah, would help if somebody told me.
But they are bringing money in at least.
New target acquired.
For operational loss for Starlink, or for
New target acquired.
Starliner.
Damn Jenner.
Target spotted.
Oh, scared.
Let's see here. SpaceX share of a sale value company around 255 billion. That's not profits though. So change in revenue. SpaceX undergoing a sea change in revenue. It's no longer a rocket company that also runs an ISP. It's now an ISP that also makes rockets. So I think they're making revenue off Starlink, it looks like. I don't see any numbers here though either.
Which one's Starlink?
It's the
SpaceX.
satellite internet. SpaceX puts up satellites and does point
Who
to
was the
point.
other guy doing going on? In
Bezos, he's doing nothing.
Bezos.
He's failing at everything
Was there
they
a
do.
British guy? Wasn't there a British guy as well?
Oh yeah,
Richard Branson.
Richard Branson.
What did he do? Did he do anything in?
Yeah,
they kill people in submarines.
He bought the Rutan launch system that uses a butyl rubber for fuel, and they launch it off an airplane. It jets up with the rocket engine to low, just the edge of space, 60 miles up, and then it falls down. It basically goes straight up, and then it falls straight down. It can't reach orbit. Then they have a bigger one they've been working on, but that got him a $10 million X Prize, and then he bought that company. And then he's scaled up the thing to do tourist rides, basically. I don't think they can still do orbit with that.
It's the Virgin Galactic?
Yeah, the Virgin Galactic. Yep.
Yeah.
So really, Elon's the only one outside of any government who's been successful. Because I think India did something, didn't they? They launched something.
There are some small, like, what's the small rocket company? There's several little small that are getting microsatellite launches, and they're making a little bit of money.
Right. But it's really Elon's company that's owning.
Small one, was it Russia? Yeah, no.
There's one in like New Zealand or someplace too. Electron. So they made $8.7 billion in revenue last year. They expect to be $13.3 billion in 2024. That's just going to go up. And it's going to go up dramatically with the Starship because it can have a much larger payload and it's fully reusable. Falcon 9 is not fully reusable. It's partially
neither is
reusable.
SLS, which is another
SLS
disaster.
is not reusable at all.
So the payload capacity for Starship is going to be 100 tons. And
maybe 200 by the time they're done.
They're going to get that up to 200 tons. Yeah.
And then they can refuel. They're going to be able to refuel in orbit and do missions to Mars and missions to the moon. And
yeah, I honestly, in my opinion, I think Musk is going about that shit the wrong way.
Language, please.
Oh.
No.
Is that a bad word?
No, he's saying that the feces in space is probably going the wrong way.
But that's an orbital problem. If your feces in space is going the wrong way, you have to launch it the other direction.
So before he even goes to Mars, what he needs to do is he needs to establish something on the moon first.
Well, he's doing that. NASA has already contracted him to do that.
Yeah, and Bezos is crying about it.
Yeah, because Bezos.
Where's my funding?
What does Bezos do
if
anymore?
Bezos had a better bid, he would have gotten the contract. It was a terrible bid compared to the Starship one.
Well, he still hasn't gotten anything up into orbit.
He hasn't gotten anything up in orbit. Yeah.
Does Bezos own any businesses anymore? Like, so he's got this.
He owns Amazon.
Oh, he still owns Amazon.
Yeah. Right. And Amazon puts out a lot of services for a lot of different companies and people. So there's a lot of money coming through Amazon besides just sales of product.
Yeah, okay.
Their web services, their server services, their data center services, their cloud services, their all sorts of different stuff.
Yeah. See, what Musk needs to do is he needs to build a starbase on the moon and build ships on the moon or in orbit.
I don't know that it'll ever be cheaper to build ships on the moon because you're working in a vacuum.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Marauder. What's the gravity on the moon?
That's dark Marauder to you, sir. Just kidding.
See, my point is the gravity on the moon is a lot less than the Earth, so you can build a bigger ship.
You can build a plenty big ship here, obviously. Look at the size of that thing. And he's got a plan.
Yeah.
They have a plan. This one's 30.
But how much of it is fuel, right?
Well, a lot of it's fuel, but fuel is relatively cheap if your machine is cheap to launch, if it's fully reusable.
That's not my point.
I think he's saying it'll save overall if you build it.
It would say, sure, but you have to build it. You have to build it in a vacuum. You could build it robotically, maybe, right? You could do it that way.
You still have to send stuff up there. But the point of fact, it's only 4 days away, is to opposed to sending stuff to Mars, which is 2 years away.
Yeah. wonder who's going to be like. I would never volunteer for that. Like, I don't. I feel like I'd be trapped. Well, you're going to die there, but I don't. I feel like you'd be under some corporate rule, and you don't know how they're going to take. Like, you'd never. If they didn't want you to come back, you'd never be able to come back. I don't know.
I think the deal is for people that want to immigrate there is they get a free ride back if they want it.
Do you think they would get a free ride back?
Well, in an ideal world, sure, but whether or not that really works, you never know, right? I think what's interesting and that what people miss on this, like you listen to all the different YouTube channels that talk about what he does, what all the different companies that he has, they never talk about this. And it's so obvious that it just kind of stuns me that nobody talks about it. Every one of these companies, whether it's the SpaceX rocket development or the boring tunnel development or the robotics development or the Neuralink development or the Starlink development, each one of those companies is perfect for what you need to colonize Mars. You need to bore giant tunnels underneath the surface of Mars to build habitats. You need robotic workers that can go out on the barren planet surface without needing oxygen all day, that you can use telepresence operation with Neuralink from operators inside, and you need communications, and you need rockets. And he's building the whole package of what you need to colonize Mars. And we're looking at it like, oh, he's building transportation systems underground with Boring Company. Oh, he's building robots for house cleaning. Oh, he's building a rocket for putting satellites up in space. Oh, he's doing internet stuff. It's all connected to his grand plan of colonizing Mars. I think it's pretty cool. Like, he's not waiting for all. I mean, some of the technology obviously is going to have to come from other companies, but the core, most important things they're forging ahead and doing. Even AI, self-driving cars and self-automated robots and everything else. It's all. Their AI platform looks like it's going to be great. They're building their own CPU for parallel processing, neural net AI processing. That's super powerful. They got their fingers in all the technology, or developing all the technology, or buying up and then and more development towards that goal. And nobody talks about it. It's like, guys, you're missing the big picture.
Sensors online. Weapons online.
I should have my own YouTube channel. I should be like a YouTube star. I
I
am a
think
YouTube star.
You are like literally the first person that I've talked to that knows about as much stuff about this as I do.
I'm sure I know less, but because I don't remember all the little detail facts anymore, but the general principles, like, grab on.
Is it just because you're a fan, Heathen, or like you've worked in the industry, or like you're an engineer, or what drives you to sort of
just that, yeah, I mean,
it's so
I've
cool.
worked in the aerospace industry.
Right, okay.
I'm a space cadet. That's kind of similar.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fulfilling the aspirations that everyone's sort of had that's ever worked in that industry, I guess.
Yeah.
That's nice.
What did you do in the aerospace industry?
I actually worked for stuff for NASA in the military. So
Airstrike.
I actually worked on parts for the Orion spacecraft.
Oh, cool.
I'm not saying you should go in there. I'm just saying there's two in there.
Did you work on the valves that keep leaking? Don't say yes.
No. No, the company that I worked for, their niche was explosives. So we actually made the thrusters that push away the SRBs.
Okay. Did you make the explosive bolts for popping the hatch open if in an emergency?
Yes, for fighter aircraft. Yes.
Yeah. I need that in my mech. I need explosive bolts around my canopy.
Yeah, we made all different for fighters and explosive bolts for aerospace.
Need assistance.
All different shapes and sizes. I actually had to I think it was every year we had to fill out a ATF form. So in case any of us ever went through an airport and the sniffers got us.
Oh, just from the chemical residue?
Yeah.
Or because you didn't take showers often enough because you were worked too hard. It's hard to know what they're sniffing for. Really.
Target spotted.
I'm sorry, sir. You smell too badly. You can't get on the plane.
Target spotted.
Target acquired.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Airstrike online.
I'm not very good in this thing. Where is that
Target
guy?
spotted. Target spotted.
Totally shanked that shot.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
Airstrike online.
I'm done.
You're down or done?
Done.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, I'm not having a low signal on me.
Just because we're dying, Corsair, you should be used to that. I am.
I don't know where he is. I can't see
I've got
him.
him.
Target destroyed.
He's a locust. I'm on him.
Airstrike online.
I've legged him.
Left arm critical.
Where is he?
I still don't even see him.
Critical damage.
He's not near you anymore.
Somebody's beating up my mech.
Well, they've got all the high ground, and we're not really
Yeah.
pushing anywhere.
Target spotted.
Got
Yeah.
distracted by what was in the bomb thing. I mean, we're not doing
Airstrike
terribly, but
online.
Target
it's not
spotted.
great.
Kodiak up top. Sick. Oh shoot, Fafnir.
I'm about to make a bad life choice here.
Careful, Drax.
Arm
You got two
destroyed.
assaults there.
Weapon explosion
Target
detected.
spotted. Target spotted.
Autocannon ammo destroyed. Autocannon destroyed. Left leg critical damage.
I'm dying
Left
here.
torso critical damage. Heatsink destroyed.
Ouch.
Spotted.
Right arm.
Everybody's killing me, Drax. It's terrible.
Right torso.
I'm totally... Oh, I died. I didn't do so well.
Push up on this Kodiak here. Or
Target
the Fafnir.
destroyed.
What do you want, the Faf?
Fafnir.
Hold on, I'm getting shot from behind here.
Did you call it a Fatnir? Because that's like
Target acquired.
big bone shaming.
Oh my gosh.
New target acquired.
I'm on the Kodiak.
Target spotted.
I'm on the Fafnir.
Yep, that's fine.
What language and word and meaning is Fafnir? Where does that come from? Anybody know? Norse?
Is Fafnir's dead?
Does it mean
Not dead.
wide head?
New target acquired.
I forget where that comes from. And I
Corsair just
ran
said it's
into that-
Norse.
I just ran into that like a
New
couple of weeks
target
ago too.
acquired.
Corsair just said it's Norse.
Dramatic.
Kodiak's dead.
Germanic. It's not Souse. It's Norse.
Yeah,
It's not West
dragon.
or East.
Affirmative.
Dragon. Oh, it
Fafnir-
means dragon.
Fafnir is
Okay.
a dragon.
Oh,
New
cool.
target acquired.
They don't have. They should have one called Nessie for serpent, sea serpent. Surprised they don't have a Nessie mech.
Fafnir was a dwarf who turned into a dragon.
Oh, he's certainly not a dwarf anymore.
The jaws of defeat are closing in around us.
How do we get ion fusion drives? I was reading particle.
Oh, 732. So 2 kills. I'm happy.
1/10 speed of light. We have ionic drives.
Yeah, but they're very
They're
slow.
well, they can go super fast. You just have to be there for a long time waiting for it to happen.
It take forever to get up to speed.
Yeah, but they just did one. They just built one that's
New target
many
acquired.
times stronger than the previous generations and has a long, a slow decay on the cathode, so it doesn't burn itself out.
Yeah, but you still
It
need
has-
fuel source for that.
You do. You got to bring a little bit of I don't remember what they're using for fuel. Some kind of like xenon gas or something like that, right? And you need a power source. You need like a nuclear
Fuel at
power reactor.
25%.
But you could get to Mars in less than 30 days with one if you had a small enough spacecraft. You're not taking a big, huge payload. So I would think if you scale that up, you could probably cut your time to Mars in half if you were boosting even a little bit more all the way there till your halfway point and then slowing down the rest of the way.
Well, and that's my whole point of either building a spacecraft on the moon because of the less gravity, so you can do something bigger that you can actually use as your main ship to ferry back and forth between Earth and Mars, or you build it in space, because then you can make it nuclear.
Yeah. Have you seen this?
But somebody there was some physicist, and I forget his name, in the 90s that actually proved the theory of a warp bubble.
Yeah, they keep bringing that around, and I keep reading it, going, "Yeah, that's not going to happen. No, that's not going to happen." No, and I'm hardly a physicist, but it's all hypothetical. I just saw there was I think it was a Sabine Hofstetter video,
just like CERN, right? I mean, what was that? Cold fusion or whatever.
The cold fusion.
20 years away, right?
Yeah.
That's like a standing joke.
Well, I think, the amount of energy that it takes to warp space would take more than you could put in the ship, right? That's the problem.
Yeah, but they actually figured out a way that would use less energy.
Well, I just saw there was a video. I haven't watched it yet. I don't even know where the link went, but it looked interesting. That said that somebody had thought of had done the math and showed a way that they think they could create a warp bubble without using more energy than is available from the sun.
Well, yeah.
Right?
They essentially it's a different kind of warp bubble.
Yeah.
It's still the same concept, just different geometry.
This is what I think SpaceX ought to do.
Anything that comes with like a lot of that stuff now has like central heating. I don't know any of that stuff, but I just thought maybe like the screen would be better, or like there'd be more stuff you could do with it. But I've got GPS when I plug my phone in. It's got nav through my phone.
Who's he talking to?
It's got radio on it. It's actually got a few
He's on
things.
the phone?
I've got a CD deck in the back that it can play. It's just that
I know, but who's he talking to? Of course, now he's cussing and doesn't know he's hot micing on the stream.
Yeah.
I didn't do so well there.
But I mean, but here's the thing, though.
I just posted a link you should check out. This is really cool, and this looks like something that would be right up SpaceX's alley to do, even if they did a test version of it.
I mean, before you do anything, right? There has to be an idea to do something, right? And then it's just a matter of figuring out how to make that idea a reality.
Yeah. Stands on fire. I think the reason to think that you can warp space is because large gravity wells do warp space. So space is warpable, and warped all the time throughout the universe. Can we generate enough power to do it electromagnetically? Because we can't generate gravity so far. Don't really have a feasible way to do that. So we'd have to do it with electromagnetism of some sort. But it can be done with gravity. It's done all the time.
All right, are we done, or are we continuing, or what are we doing?
I'm going to continue for a little bit here. I just posted a video, and I sent a video link to you, Heathen, about I think SpaceX should buy this company and build this space station, because they'll have the rocket technology to be able to do it.
Are those the inflatable modules?
No, they're aluminum or steel panels. I think they could be.
Is that the one where? Okay, I think I've seen that, where it takes the panels and it's like a robot.
Assembles them all and welds them.
I've seen that. Yeah,
and then moves around in a ring. It's all done robotically, or close to all done robotically, and you could build it in months.
Yeah.
And it's massive, right? So you could have I think there's like 10 stories of height in that ring. And then you could rotate it.
I'm so sorry.
And have artificial gravity in it. It's big enough you wouldn't probably get sick. Bye, thanks.
Sorry, Doc.
And that'd be right up. Right, I'm going to get into a bigger mech. That'd be right up SpaceX's alley for what they want to be able to do too. And you could just make multiple ones next to each other and weld them together also and have a big long tube.
I still think you need a main, like I said, not a bunch of little starships going to Mars, but like a main ship with nuclear propulsion. You don't have to worry.
Well, you'd have to build that in orbit, though, probably.
Yeah. But
with
with the amount of tonnage that he's going to be able to do, that's very possible now.
Yeah.
But I still think he needs to conquer the moon first before he goes to Mars.
Yeah, but he's going to be going to the moon anyway. That's part of what NASA's paying him to do. So they'll be developing technology that they can use on Mars to do the moon contracts. So he is going to be doing that, at least to some degree. I don't know to the degree that you or I would think would be smart. Originally, NASA was supposed to put a moon base up by about now, and they haven't done it. Of course, got cut.
Yeah, I don't know. With the space launch system, I don't know what NASA was thinking about that. You're essentially taking 40-year-old technology and trying to make something new with it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I understand why they went down that road, right? Kind of refurbish what you have, save money, but in the long run, it's obviously cost more than to create something new.
Well, and plus it's single use. The capsule was a few uses, like 5 or 6 uses, I think. I don't know.
Well, depending on if they can get the heat shield.
But they were supposed to be able to refurbish it and use it a few times, right? And the launch vehicle itself is expendable. So it's, hundreds of millions of dollars per launch just for the vehicle.
Billions.
Billions, yeah. Well, the space shuttle was supposed to be cheap and reusable, and it was, what?
Anything but.
Yeah, Corsair, what was the turnaround time on the space shuttle to refurbish each time?
I don't know. I mean, they had, 6 or 7 of them?
No, they only had 4. They only had 4.
No, they had more shuttles than that. Are you kidding me?
Corsair, how many space shuttles did they have? He worked at NASA.
I think they were.
They had 4.
Like 7,
yeah.
Including the Enterprise. No, there was more than 4. You had Endeavor. You had Challenger, Columbia. Oh my gosh.
Discovery.
They built 6, only 5 flew.
Yeah, so yeah, the only one that
we were both
was the
off by about the same amount.
It did fly, but...
So we were close-ish.
Well, I said 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I wasn't counting Enterprise.
Yeah, well, Enterprise was the first, right?
Yeah, but it never really flew.
Well, it did fly. It never went into space.
It never really flew.
No, it did fly. They put it on top of a modified 747.
That's a passenger.
It did not kick off. It didn't. It never really flew in like a space shuttle.
Flying.
You're missing the way I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Well, neither did the space shuttle.
I mean, you could say that I've flown more than
the space
most
shuttle
space
is
shuttles.
essentially a glider.
Huh?
You could say I've flown more than most space shuttles because I've been in airplanes. But anyway, it cost $500 million per launch to launch the space shuttle. $500 million per launch.
What was the turnaround time for that?
It was months. Let me see.
So it's been what, 4 weeks since flight 5?
Oh no. Yeah, these are all prototypes. So they're expecting them to blow up. They're not expecting to reuse these. The engines they're going to start reusing pretty soon.
Oh, I can't wait till he puts Raptor 3.
There was somebody, I don't know if you saw this or not on X, there was a post by some rocket engineer that said
I know
showing a partially assembled rocket engine doesn't really show
when it's on the
reality.
Test stand and the flame coming out of it.
Yeah, and then Gwen Shotwell sent a test shot of it under full power or whatever, and saying works pretty good for a partially assembled rocket engine.
Yeah,
that was pretty funny.
I forget who. Yeah, I forget who said that too. But yeah, that was definitely put the foot in his mouth. That's for sure.
It's hard to keep up though. They're doing so many innovative things that
It's
the
so
standard
fast.
industry is like, oh, you can't do. Oh, you did that. Space shuttle turnaround time was supposed to be 2 weeks. Actual turnaround time was much longer, about 88 days. So 2 to 3 months for turnaround.
Yeah, and with Starship, it's going to be like hours.
The fastest was 54 days. Yeah, with Space Shuttle, they're talking refuel it and go. So within 2 hours, you're supposed to be able to launch again, once they get a real production version working. But yeah, they've said that they plan on launching 100 of these things before they put humans on them. They're going to do that much innovation and testing and refining. So they've got a long ways to go before it's man on man.
I mean, they're
rated.
they're up in orbit faster than it takes me to drive down the block. You know.
Oh, it's crazy.
Airstrike online.
I remember watching the spaceship, the top part. That's actually called Starship, and the bottom's the booster, right?
Yeah,
so
the booster. Yeah.
Watching the big fuel tank with one engine launch, and then watching the prototype starships launch and crash and blow up when they land, and it's so epic. And all this time, ULA's like dropping their fuel tank.
There's 2 of them, one of them is stealth.
Yeah.
And making one. And then they couldn't launch it because they're dealing with hydrogen, and all the hydrogen valves aren't working right.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
All right, who's shooting me and what?
Target spotted.
I'm not having a good day.
I'm getting killed here.
Yeah. Well, at least they killed the UAV. Charlie's really picking me off here.
Heat level critical. Target acquired.
Okay, this baby gets hot, doesn't it?
Target spotted.
Do I have 500 meters? Yeah, I do on some of it.
Target spotted. Target spotted. Target spotted. Target spotted. Target spotted.
Airstrike online.
Target spotted.
Kilo.
Target spotted.
UAV up Echo 4.
Airstrike online. Target destroyed.
Target spotted.
Ouch!
Target spotted.
Something just hit me. Oh, it's the Warlord.
Target spotted.
Ah.
Target acquired.
Target spotted.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be my last game. I'm just not doing that.
All right.
Target spotted.
I'm just I'm just taking up tonnage at this point.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
Heat level critical.
We are winning though.
That's because I just killed 2 mechs.
Target spotted.
New target
That's why
acquired.
we're winning. Come back around here, buddy.
Target spotted.
It's getting pretty late here. It's like after 1.
Oh, yeah.
Target destroyed.
Spotted.
Heat level critical.
Whoops, I overheated. Whoops.
Heat level critical.
Target spotted.
Leg on the Viper. Left leg.
Legged him.
Target
Right leg on the
acquired.
Viper.
Target destroyed.
That's 3 kills. Yeehaw!
Oh, that was meat.
Little charger with some X-pulse lasers.
Oh, Mask was on the answer. Wow, I didn't pay attention to who was 1.
509, 3 kills. I'm gonna take that.
Tiger Dad, Strider. Yeah, there's some players on the other team. Mask.
Did we kill Tiger Dad?
Oh, yeah. You got it all day.
Oh, that's good. That's good. It's good for him. He needs that. He's too good. He needs to be killed now and then. Hey, Nemesis. Howdy. They sent things to Mars already. Yes, they have sent things to Mars. He's got to take everything to build infrastructure there. But they're talking about sending 1,000 starships there. I think in 2026 they're talking about sending 6 starships to Mars with supplies, tooling, machinery, infrastructure type building stuff. Not for big infrastructure, but for a small, base habitat. And then following up 2 years later and that'll let them test landing in the thin atmosphere, because it's only like 1% the thickness of Earth's atmosphere. So they can use aerobraking to some degree, but they're going to have to land repulsively probably more than we do here. So they'll figure that out. Then they'll have a little more confidence about sending people. Plus they'll have hopefully some supplies already there. So that's their first baby step. I got to turn my sound on and off. Hang on. Say I have no game. I got no game. I think that's probably true too. Are you watching it on... Oh, I didn't set a Twitch category, you mean, for my stream? I have all the MechWarrior tags down here. I guess I have to go set up my... Yeah, it's much easier to land and get off on Mars, except you got to slow down on landing. So that's actually harder because you got to have enough fuel to land. I don't think they're going to have enough fuel with them to land and then take off again. I think they have to generate their own methane once they're there. So that's some of the gear that will go ahead of them will be methane separators. That'll take the CO2, take the water and split it.
I mean, again, that's why I say they should have a main craft where all the little starships attached to.
Oh, you mean like a piggyback? I mean a piglet sort of.
Yeah, like I said. So you have a main. You essentially have a main ship, main habitat, right? That's nuclear powered. That goes back and forth between Earth and Mars. Yeah, that goes back and forth between Earth and Mars.
I'm thinking they're going to probably put I would think they could put micro reactors on them and use the Hall effect thrusters to speed up their transit time, if they can advance those enough. I think they were getting I don't remember how many pounds. Wasn't, I mean, it's not a, like we were talking about, it's hardly any, most powerful, hardly any power.
Well, the most powerful that they ever made was a solid booster rocket.
I'm talking about ion thruster.
Oh, the ion
yeah,
thrusters.
yeah. There's a 12 kilowatt Hall thruster, the most powerful electric propulsion thruster in production. It's being developed for long-term space missions to the moon and beyond. That's probably the one, NASA's DART mission. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
but it's only they're
at this
demonstrating
point, nuclear propulsion's the way to go.
Yeah. University of Michigan's 100 kilowatt X3, I think, is the nested channel Hall thruster. The thruster is approximately 80 centimeters in diameter. It weighs 230 kilos, so it's not light. It has demonstrated a thrust of 5.4 newtons. So that's actually some thrust. Still not very much compared to a rocket. But most of these are in millinewtons, right? They're just like thousands or millions of a newton. And the only thing I know about newtons is fig newtons. So I don't know how you convert newtons into fig newtons. But I'm willing to try. I like the raspberry newtons best. So yeah, Michigan's the X3 nested channel Hall thruster. That's the cool one. But I'm sure they'll get these better and better. You need more power, and you need anode cathodes that don't degrade with the plasma. Here's another one. This has two little thrusters on it. But these are used in spacecraft a lot, in satellites and stuff, small ones. But they need to scale them up for, big rockets. You would never be able to launch a rocket with one. It's got to be in space.
But and that's the thing, right? The whole problem of getting something with any meaningful size is to get it up in orbit. And again, you're using a liquid or a solid propellant, which,
right?
I mean, how big is Starship, right? And what, 90% of it is fuel?
90% of the weight is ship and fuel. Maybe 95%, maybe 5% your payload, right? 5 to 10. I think the max is that you could even do is 10%. You get a increasing scale, the fatter your rocket, the larger your rocket is, you get increasing slightly because you've got less skin holding more fuel, right? So you save on weight. But like I said, and that's the whole point of staging too, right? But he's not really staging other than the two stages.
Well,
he's using two stages is all instead of three or something like that, like the Saturn V did. But yeah, that's the whole point of staging. So what I was going to say is that the Falcon 9 was 3 meters across, 12 feet diameter. Starship is 30 feet,
9 meters.
So it's 9 meters.
9 meters. Yeah.
And he has a Starship Mega, whatever.
I think that's going to be 12?
No, it's 60 feet across.
So 18
18 meters, right? At 60 feet across, the thing's probably going to be, I don't know, 800 feet tall or more. Like an 80-story building.
Yeah, but again
crazy huge. It's all fuel. Yeah.
Just throw it all up in orbit, throw all the parts up in orbit, assemble it in orbit.
But you got to get all that fuel up there once you get it up there anyway. I know what you're saying. I'm just not sure if it's if you can assemble it robotically, then yes. If you got to have people do it, it's going to be more hazardous, more complex, and much harder to do. It's hard to do anything while you're free floating.
Just prefab it. Prefab it on Earth. Make it like Legos.
Yeah, but a lot of the stuff, like
Piece it together up there.
like on the skin of the starship, they're doing stir welding. You can do that in space, right? But it's got to be tool automated.
What's stir welding?
It's where you take a high speed bit that's flat, press it against the two joined seams where they come together, and then you spin it, and
welding.
the friction. It's friction.
It's friction welding.
Yeah, friction welding, but it's called stir welding, I think. Maybe it's called friction welding too.
Yeah, I've always known it as friction welding.
That makes more sense to me. I've just heard stir welding. I've read stir welding, and I thought, aren't they just doing friction? It's like, yes. So this thing, I'm thinking if they could probably, well, I don't know. This is the one that I was talking about, the thruster. I'll put it in both these places. If they scale this up, the next generation of this thruster could be pretty useful, I think, even on a ship the size of a starship going.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hey, good evening.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Pretty good. You streaming?
I am streaming. I'm just ending up though. We're just winding down talking about SpaceX stuff.
Okay.
It's my fault.
I would have talked about it too. I'm insufferable. I talk about it with my wife sometimes. She's just kind of like, that's nice. Mm-hmm.
Just nods to amuse you, right? Like
Yeah,
she's paying attention.
She doesn't really care. It's a rocket. It's a big rocket. How can you not love that?
Only guys are obsessed with rockets.
I don't know. There's some female.
Have you ever watched Ellie in Space, sir?
Watched what?
Ellie in Space. Go to YouTube. Type in Ellie in Space.
Oh, I may have seen her.
Yeah, she's very cute.
And there's some female astronauts.
Oh no, I was being facetious.
Oh, okay.
It was more like, there's always like with your loved ones, there's always a difference of like what you like, have interest in and stuff.
Yeah.
Rockets just seems to be more of like a one person out of the
you're not likely to find two people that love rockets.
Yeah.
In the same marriage, I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, Glenn Shotwell.
Right.
I mean, like, it's possible, I guess.
She must be quite the force to be,
yeah.
Because she's doing amazing things with SpaceX.
Oh, yeah.
She's got to run that. It's got to be hurting cats because everything's going so fast, and they're always redoing things and changing things to make them simpler and faster. And let's throw that out. Great. That's got to be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, when you get rid of all the bureaucracy in politics,
things can happen faster. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
I just saw a graph that showed the overhead of administrative, medical and insurance admin versus doctors, and the rising cost of admin.
Yeah.
And it's grown like exponentially over the last 20 years, and that's one of the main, not the only, of course, but a big reason why costs of healthcare has gone up so much. It's like we're paying for all this administrative overhead, not for more doctors.
Yeah, well, let's not forget the obvious reason why healthcare costs so much.
There's lots of other reasons.
Which not going there, but
and insurance companies have to take their chunk of medical insurance and shit. It's a rough situation. It's not good to be not have enough money and need medical attention in America these days.
It's gonna have to change. I mean,
oh yeah.
Oh, it's gonna change. It's gonna change. Trust me.
I mean, I'm a conservative conservative morally, moderate politically, but still Republican kind of conservative voter. But I don't have any problem with universal health care. And I think there's a lot of people probably like me. It's just getting ridiculous that we can't, we're not going to be able to solve it the way we're doing it, it looks like.
Right.
Well, like you said, that's going to change.
Yeah.
It's going to change real quick.
We've got a friend who's a doctor, and he just quit the practice he was at, or not the practice, it was a health clinic,
Yeah.
Did
he get tired of pushing all the drugs that the pharmaceutical companies would come in and go, hey,
I haven't talked to him about.
Look at this new stuff that we have.
I haven't talked to him about any of that, but what he did do is he has to wait a year because he has a no compete clause. And then he's just going to travel with his family for a year and go have fun. And he's going to come back and he's going to open a practice where you pay $65 a month directly to him, and you can come see him when you need to.
Yeah, those no complete clauses, that is the biggest bunch of.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb.
Insert many swear words here.
I don't think it's so bad if it's a year, because you have spent time.
Well, what are you supposed to do with your life for a year?
Well,
how are you supposed to feed your family?
I know, but I can understand how somebody who builds a business and builds a proprietary way of doing business would want to protect that to some degree and say, you can go any other city and do what I'm doing, what I've taught you to do, but you can't do it here for a year. That makes sense.
Okay, that's like me being a machinist, right? And I leave a machine shop and they tell me I can't work anywhere else for a year.
Yeah, yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
But if you're doing,
are you gonna pay me for a year not to work somewhere else?
But if you're doing proprietary stuff that only they can do, that's a different story to me.
Yeah, that's right. What I was going to say. Like, if you have a unique skill set or unique information, that's when you get a proprietary clause. It's not like if no one else could do your job, that's when you get a proprietary clause.
Yeah, it's not that. That's like McDonald's says you can't work at Burger King if we fire you.
That's total BS.
I don't think so. I don't mind it.
I don't care what it is. That is total BS.
I don't mind it if it's short term. I think locking somebody out of doing something for a long period of time is ridiculous.
My father had a 4-year one, but he got a different job, like in a different field that still had similar,
like
skill sets for. He just couldn't be in what he was doing before.
No.
Yeah. I don't get all bent out of shape
because the other downside to that is you're essentially stuck in that job. They can pay you whatever they want, and you can't do anything about it.
I mean, he left because he didn't want to be stuck in the job. So,
well, again, to my point, right?
Right.
Okay, guys, I gotta go to bed. Thanks much, everybody watching the stream. This has been Ghostlands, your favorite place to waste the most important moments of your life. With me, your host and guide, Dark Marauder, and the usual cast of criminal suspects, Ghostlands. Till next time, be good to each other, take care of each other. They're unsubstantiated rumors, perhaps accusations. There may be evidence we haven't yet revealed, but you're guilty until proven otherwise, and shoot each other's designated targets. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Dark.
Good night, guys.
Night.
Good.